start the fight, breaking down the walls in the dead of night. I don't come for peace, I come for the storm. Fanboys melt quick when the truth gets warm. Saw content's high, I'm collecting those tears. Just got started, but I'm cutting through fears. I'm not here for brand deals, I'm not for sale. I expose your lies, rip off the veil.
Hello everyone, I'm the Angry Vigilante. This is my side channel where I post reaction videos to salty fanboys pulled straight from my live streams on my main channel, The Angry Vigilante Show. On the main channel, I also cover gaming news, rants, and full game reviews. I'll leave a link down below and you're more than welcome to come and subscribe and also hang out with me live every Monday morning at 5 a.m. Pacific time.
Let's see here. We'll get more games in 2026, 2027, especially Smash 6 comes out. Well, I mean, it's Nintendo. We always get more games. I mean, last year we had 6 major games. There were 6 months in the year.
I mean, major? That's an understatement. Some of those games were not major. They were side spin-off games, man. Come on, they were B-list games. Major games are like the big titles, the system sellers. Those are major ones. You didn't get none of those.
So we had pretty much a game a month. And that doesn't, like I said, that doesn't include the smaller things and all the third-party support. So yeah,
some of those games you're trying to include all the smaller ones. Okay, stop being disingenuous.
There's always going to be games. DBZ Nation still wants to debate Nintendo versus PlayStation. I don't care about DBZ Nation. I don't care about him, and I don't want to debate Nintendo. Like, that's stupid. I'm not debating.
I don't recall DBZ Nation ever telling me that he wants to do PlayStation versus Nintendo. I don't know what this person's talking about.
Console wars. I'm not debating fanboy wars with idiots. So I don't want to debate that. Or he can pay me. Like,
my guy, you debate fanboy stuff all the damn time. You get all up in your fifis about it. You literally were destroyed last week because you couldn't accept the criticism. You were literally debating people and they were destroying you.
You can pay me and we'll debate it. So if you want my energy or my time for something so stupid, then, like I said, tell him to pay me.
I mean, if anything, you should be paying us. Honestly, you should be paying me for even reacting to you, if I'm being honest here.
So yeah. Why is Nintendo Switch 2 down bad right now? Definitely a kerfuffle. Why are they? Tell me how are they down bad? Like, what are the sales numbers? Give me what they sold in Japan. Give me the sales.
Oh, of course. Always got to bring up Japan, don't you? Because that's the only thing you got going for you right now.
Numbers and everything right now. So go ahead. Let me know.
You already know that they didn't do well in the US. You know they didn't do well in the UK, and they didn't do well in France. You already know this.
Let's see. What's up, J Biggs? Welcome. You still should be affected somewhat, and I'm pretty sure you're DBZ Nation, by the way. I'm almost positive you're that. You're on a sock account. So I mean, nobody's that dumb.
I mean, you say everybody's on a sock account.
To think that you remember. I've never seen you in here before, and nobody's that dumb to believe that you somehow remember that argument with.
Let me see if I can read it. Who are you talking about? Oh, so it's concessious. Okay.
That one random guy. You're him.
You know, what makes me curious is why do you remember DBZ Nation so much? You sat there and said that you don't watch my videos, but somehow from all that time ago, you somehow remember DBZ Nation. How is that?
And yeah,
probably because he's watching my videos.
Give me the numbers. Give me the sales numbers for the Switch 2. Give me the Japanese sales number that we just went over. Give me all that.
He just said how much for the debate. My guy, do not pay this guy to debate him. It's not even worth it. He should be paying you.
And then we can go. Let's see here. We're grown men at no point. Yeah, I'm not debating Nintendo versus. This guy's a freaking idiot. He just wants clout.
My guy, you do whenever you talk about the sales data, you always have like this rubbing it in when Nintendo's doing better than PlayStation. So come on, my guy. No wonder people want to sit here and debate the whole PlayStation versus Nintendo crap.
So like I said, tell DBZ Nation to pay me, and then we'll do it. So I'll take about $100 per an hour. So go ahead, and if you want to pay tell him to pay me $100 per hour. I'll debate whatever he wants for 1 hour. So if you want my time, pay up.
You want to know what's funny is before he was saying that he would never debate DBZ Nation. I think he's all up in his fifis because he got called out for being a coward last week. That's the reason why he's switching it up now.
Let's see here. But yeah, you've never been here before, so that's definitely him. That's definitely him. It's the same guy.
I mean, you always say that every time someone comes in and disagrees with you, you're like, oh, you're a sock account.
I think he thinks I'm stupid.
Well, it's because you are stupid. Oh, we got a super chat from Betville Zexel for a $5 one. Player Essence is going delusional that whenever he sees someone he doesn't remember in his chat, he automatically calls DBZ Nation. Oh, exactly.
Yeah, I think he thinks I'm stupid.
I mean, no one thinks you are. We know you are, if we're being honest.
How much? $100. You said how much for the debate? $100. So
Do not pay him $100. Whoever's thinking about debating him or whoever was that person, if you're watching this, do not pay him. He isn't worth it. Do not pay him. He doesn't need to make money off of you guys. Don't do it.
100.
The reason why he wants to be paid for it is because he knows he's going to get cooked. And he knows that the person isn't going to pay up the money. He knows that they're not going to do it. That's the only reason why he's asking for it. If they actually agree to it and they go to pay him, he'll probably come up with a reason why he can't do it. That's what the type of person he comes across as.
Let's see, your 40-year-old virgin energy. Yeah,
I think he's saying that you had the 40-year-old virgin energy.
conscious energy. You want to go in and go over the Japanese sales numbers for me since they're down so bad? What were the Japanese sales numbers this past week compared to PlayStation?
Of course you're bringing up the Japanese number. Why don't you talk about the US one? Why don't you talk about UK or France? Why don't you go over that they're down 35% and down 16% and what was the other one? 33% if I remember correctly.
You want to do? We'll do a little fanboy war. What were they compared to PlayStation this past week in Japan? Go ahead. We got those numbers. So
Of course they're going to be higher. They get a cheaper unit and they get the games cheaper.
what were the numbers like? Go ahead. How much to pay this? I already told you. I told you $100. I told you 100.
Again, do not pay this guy. He's not worth it. He doesn't deserve your money like that.
So go tell him, or more like you, I need 100. Drop 100 right now, and I got you.
I even asked DBZ Nation if this was him. He told me no. He says that it's not him.
Drop 100, and I got you. Because I know you're him, so like just drop the $100 right now. You just subscribe. Thanks for the subscription. Drop 100.
I guarantee you, if he probably dropped 100, he would probably sit here and ban the person afterwards. Keep the 100 and then ban them.
And we'll go. We can do it today. We can do it today. We can do it. We can do it right now. We can do it today. You drop 100, I'll give you an hour of my time. You said Nintendo versus PlayStation. That's what you said, right? Nintendo versus PlayStation.
Yeah, well, no, he didn't say Nintendo versus PlayStation. He said that DBZ Nation wants to debate that. That's right.
PS5 is also discounted in Japan. PS5 also launched with.
The games aren't as discounted though. That's what you're forgetting to say. Yes, if you want to get Ghost of Yote in Japan, it is a little cheaper, but it's not as cheap as the Nintendo games are.
2 models, one of them worldwide when it comes to
And also their system is a digital. My guess is maybe that the Japanese people actually want a physical console, and it's still a little bit more expensive. It's like, what was it? It's if I remember correctly, the PS5 for their version is $350, while the Switch 2 is at $318. So it's still $32 more expensive, and the games are like $7 to $10 more expensive for the PlayStation games also.
Actually worldwide with a $400 model and a $500 model. So Sony built in discounts to their own ecosystem as well.
Oh, but it's discounts for PlayStation, but when it's Nintendo, it's not a discount. That Switch 2 there isn't a discounted one or a cheaper one. It was what the price was for the launch one. That's what you were saying with that one guy. But now when it comes to the PS5, you have no problem calling it a discount.
Anything else? You good? I'll give you one more. Anything else? Oh, let's see here. Hey, Adam Carson with the 37 months. What's up, Adam Carson? Welcome. Shout outs. It's not discounted in Japan. It's called fair market pricing. That's fine. If it's discounted in Japan, it's also discounted everywhere because Sony did a discount.
But why don't you call it that when it comes to the Switch 2? Why don't you call the Switch 2 a discounted price? When that other guy was coming at you and completely obliterated you, you literally were switching it up.
Discounted $400 model and a $500 model at launch. So it's also Sony's also discounted, and they also have a cheaper model in Japan as well. So they did the same thing. So next.
Yeah, not as cheap though. And that's still, yes, it did well because if it did do well, it's because of the cheaper unit. That's why the sales went up for PlayStation. They didn't go up as high as like Nintendo, but there are other factors. Nintendo's Switch 2 is still cheaper than the cheaper PS5, and the games are cheaper. These are things you just don't know. Because you don't do proper research. You talk about sales, but you don't add any context to them. You don't do the proper research to find out why that is selling so well is the problem.
Can you unblock DBZ Nation channel? Nope. If you want to pay for another, you can pay for another man though if you want. Drop $50 and I'll unblock him. Drop 50.
Oh my God! See, this is how he is. His rent is so due to the point where he wants people to sit here and pay him.
Drop 50 and I'll unblock him. Switch After Dark with the $10 dono says these Switch doomers are funny, but honestly are so are Sunshine and Rainbow crowd. It's generally hard to imagine anyone thinking things are going good for game industry. Nintendo's only hope. We'll see.
There you go, Switch After Dark. You tell them.
Japan has a discounted console. Their numbers, thank you for the 10, are artificially inflated. Why does Brazil have a system that matches their economy? Brazil has tariffs and taxes that are completely different. See, this is how you don't know the governments. So government in Brazil has a massive tariff and tax.
Oh, very true. But guess what? There are other countries. Now, I will admit, Brazil was not the best thing to use in this situation. I would use Hong Kong because guess what? Hong Kong, there is no tariff. It's a free hub, and the transportations is cheaper than what it would be to go to Japan because Hong Kong is literally in China. That would have been the best one, but if you want to get one in Hong Kong, it is $446. That is literally how much it costs.
On imported goods. So Brazil's economy and Japan's economy are not the same when their governments operate on a completely different level. So
that one I actually do agree with. When it comes to the Brazil, the reason why they got to pay so much, it does have a lot to do with taxes and other, factors when it comes to shipping costs. I am reasonable. I do not think that, for instance, like here in America, our unit should be the exact same as like Hong Kong's or even Japan's because there are shipping costs involved and there are also the tariffs. Okay, we do have higher tariffs than the other countries. Hong Kong has no tariffs. So yeah, but the problem is Japan only gives a cheaper one for Japan. They don't give a cheaper one anywhere else. That is they did give one in France because they had to do a price drop, not once, but twice because it wasn't selling.
And no, Sony also has a discounted console in Japan. Sony also has a discounted console everywhere with two separate models,
Okay, so PlayStation has a discounted model everywhere. I'm gonna take his word on it. I don't know if that's actually true or not, but the difference is that console you're claiming is the discounted one. It is technically a different console than the other one. The other one has a disc drive and the other one has more storage. Okay, when you look at the Switch 2 for Japan and then you look at the Switch 2 for the rest of the world, it is exactly the same console, same hardware, same specs, same storage. The only difference is the other ones are multi-language and that Japan one is only in Japan. That's the only difference.
$400 version and a $500 version.
But technically it's two different consoles. You're the one that wants to say you're the one that wants to pretend like the Switch 2 unit in Japan is different than the rest of them, but literally that 400 and 500 one is completely different. That's like complaining or trying to make a point that the Xbox Series X is more expensive than the Xbox Series S. There's a reason why.
Oh, you guys have anything else? I mean, we've known this for a while, man. I don't understand why you guys are repeating the same stupid rhetoric that's double standards that other people say.
I mean, it's not double standards. Unlike you, I'm actually very consistent.
I think you guys are getting it from other YouTubers, right? Is that what it is?
They probably are.
Sony does the same thing. They have discounts in some places. They have places where it's cheaper. They have
not that significant of one. You're like literally using a false comparison. I do not know of a single country where, except for Japan, as of recently, and I blasted PlayStation for doing that for Japan, but I do not know before that them giving that dramatic of a discount for the exact same unit.
Models that are cheaper places and not.
So you're calling it models. Okay, that's where it's different. The Switch 2 literally in Japan is the exact same as the everywhere else. Same specs, same hardware, same storage. It's not like that the Japan one doesn't have a cartridge slot. It has less memory. You're trying to compare PlayStations to one that's $400 to the $500, but the $400 one does not have a disc drive and it also has less memory. It has less storage than with the $500 one. So technically, according to you and your philosophy, it is two different units. The Switch 2 in Japan is not a different unit. It only allows you to have one language. That's the only difference.
They have a discounted Japan only PlayStation 5 in Japan as well. So What's your point?
Dang, what did I come back to?
Um,
Lol.
What's your point?
You know what the point is. Don't play dumb.
Let's see here. Interestingly, I didn't know that. You got me there? Yeah, because you were a child. Because you're, no offense, Rule of Three, but you're a child. You're not
Up, Rule of Three's back in the same live stream.
someone that knows economics. You're not someone that knows tariffs. You're not
Neither are you. You don't know economics. You don't know tariffs.
someone that knows that, and you don't see me as anybody knowledgeable. You just see
I mean, that's very evident. No one sees you as knowledgeable.
me as a fanboy. I've told you this, though. This is something that I've already said, but you don't listen to me. You don't listen to my videos. You don't listen to what I have to say. And
Why? You're disingenuous in your videos. Why should we listen to them?
you're quick to just disagree with me. That's what I've said this before. This is not the first time that I've said this. And I'd also say this is common knowledge for anybody, no offense, any adult in this world. This is common knowledge. For anybody who thinks like adult, you would know Brazil's economy or South America's economy is completely terrible on imports and taxes and things. This is something that
I will agree. That's why I don't understand why the person sat there and brought up the Brazil economy. I would have brought up Hong Kong. See, if this person would have got the information from me, I would have said Hong Kong's economy. So Rule of Three isn't one of my then, because he would have said if he would have been part of my community, he would have said Hong Kong. Then he has nothing to use against, or like Player Essence couldn't even turn that around. Because literally with Hong Kong, it's a free market, so you have absolutely no tariffs. And with them coming out of China, the transportation costs would be significantly cheaper. Also, you could use Vietnam, okay, where the consoles are also made, and they got to pay over $450 for a Switch 2 in Vietnam. And they're made there with no tariffs. Transportation costs are also very low.
shouldn't have to tell you. I shouldn't have to tell you this as an adult, but you're not mentally when it comes to economics and business. You're not an adult. You're online.
I mean, neither are you. When me and you had that debate over it, you had no idea what you were talking about. You were leeching off of Prime, and Prime trying to make it seem like that it was because it was coming out of China where they're cheaper. It was transportation costs. And guess what? All that turned out to be not true. Now, it could be true that it is cheaper, but that's not the reason why they were giving them cheaper, because if that was the case, Hong Kong would have also gotten a cheaper one also.
You're on troll channels. You think mentally like a 15-year-old.
I mean, my guy, you think mentally like a 15-year-old also. You have no room to talk.
So I shouldn't have to tell you this about South America. This is common knowledge for anybody that knows anything about business or about international trade or anything. But you don't know because you don't care, and you don't care to seek it out. You rather watch Grifter channels and think that there's some type of conspiracy or something.
No, you're the one that always tries to act like there's a conspiracy why we don't want to sit here and accept the Japanese numbers.
It's very common that, yes, in Brazil, in South, there's massive taxes and tariffs from the government that causes prices of imports to skyrocket. That is, you don't need me to tell you that.
Yeah, it's very true. Like I said, Brazil was not the best one to choose in that situation. Again, if anybody's ever going to press, somebody on when it comes to the sales numbers or why Japan gets a cheaper one, use Hong Kong and Vietnam as an example. Do not use Brazil of all places.
You should have already known. You should have already known. You should have already known this if you're an adult. But you're not an adult. You want to do console wars. You want to watch Grifter videos, and then you want to come at me. Then you want to come at me every single day here. You want to come at me as if I don't know what I'm talking about, bro.
Oh, see how he's keeping the energy completely different than the other video when Rule of Three was destroying him. In this one, Player Essence is actually holding his own. He actually can combat what Rule of Three is saying, and he's actually correct. If Rule of Three brought up the Brazil one, Rule of Three was wrong for that one.
I've been doing business, and I've worked for.
Oh wait, his comment says you had one good point. I had you stuttering the other day. Yeah, very true. Rule of Three, you did have him stuttering. Good job. So yeah, you're not going to win every one of them.
Multiple Fortune 500 companies. I've been doing business in internet.
Didn't you get fired? I don't think you should be trying to, make it seem like that, oh, I worked for, multiple Fortune 500 companies. Didn't you get fired from your last job? Just saying, you must have been doing something wrong.
National trade for a decade plus. I've done it. I used to help my mom out back in the.
Then how did you not know that when it comes to Hong Kong, they get a cheaper one? How were you so trying to say the reason why Japan gets one is because they're cheaper to make in China and they're cheaper for the transportation costs? You pretend like you knew that was the reason when we all know that wasn't true, but you completely ignore Hong Kong and you completely ignore Vietnam.
Dave, when she did imports, I said all this though. I said all this. You don't want to listen.
Air Riders sales are.
I mean, you claim that you've done all this, but you show that you don't know what you're talking about.
Actually shocking in Japan. Can I get some Budokai music?
Shout outs to Switch After Dark with the 10. Nobody was stuttering, bro. Nobody
Oh, you were stuttering. We have proof of it.
was stuttering. You're a child. You're a child and you don't know business. You just
See, when he gets proven wrong and when he gets destroyed, this is what he does. He attacks people.
confirmed it right now. The fact that you don't know about.
I mean, there was one time that you got something right. How many times has Rule of 3 destroyed him? Maybe 3 or 4 times now?
Brazil and their economy, and you don't know, and you thought it was the same as the Japanese economy with tariffs and imports. You're a child, bro. Move along.
Okay, then what are you? Are you an infant because you got cooked 3 or 4 times and you didn't know anything else?
Move along. Move along. You didn't know that. You didn't know, which is hilarious to me. You didn't know. Nobody was stuttering.
Oh, you were stuttering. Trust me, we already reacted to it.
I gotta explain basic importing and taxes and tariffs of a somewhat third world country to you? Yeah.
Somewhat. I think it is a third world. I don't think it's somewhat a third world country. I think it is one.
It's the same thing in Africa too, by the way. You want to import a freaking PS5? Good luck. You're gonna be paying a ton of money for it. Same thing in certain countries, fam. It's just how it is. That's the prices.
Yeah, but when it comes to Japan, it's not just because of the prices. They're not giving it to them because that's like they're making profit, and that the reason why that they're giving them a cheaper one is to take care of their people. That's it. That's the only reason. And they're using us to subsidize it. There's no other way to look at it.
That Alston, thank you for the Tendo. Appreciate that. Let's see here. You didn't obliterate nothing, bruh. I'm like
Oh, he did obliterate you. That's why you're getting all triggered now.
2 seconds away from timing you out, bruh. So
I mean, what else is new? You time out everybody.
I'm not doing this every day with you. You got one more comment.
See, he was all feeling himself, but once Rule 3 brought up the times that he got obliterated, now he's changing his tone. He's losing it.
I'm just gonna time you out, cause stop the cap. You didn't obliterate nothing, and you're too scared to debate one-on-one. So,
I mean, why should he continue to debate you? He's already shown you don't know what you're talking about. So what? Out of 5 debates, pretty much, you won 1 and he got the other 3 or 4. Yeah, keep gloating about that one there.
stop the cap. Honestly, everybody at Adam knows our economy is bad. Video games are at least of our problems. That's what I'm saying, Andres. The fact that I gotta explain it to this guy, like I said, he's a bum. He's a complete bum. Doesn't know what he's talking about at all, but he wants to come here and argue. If you want to come here and, like I said, and be disrespectful from the jump, I'm gonna match the energy.
That's not being disrespectful. Just because they come in and disagree with you does not make that disrespectful. You are way too soft to be doing this. If you think because someone says, oh, you're wrong, that's disrespectful, man, you got another thing coming.
And then I'm just gonna time you out. So I already told you, rule of 3, don't do this, and you're clearly not listening to me. So it's like, for real.
Oh yeah, the reason why you're acting like this now because he brought up that you got obliterated from the previous one, and now before you were all fine with them, you were all gloating that you got him on the whole Brazil thing, but now that he switched it up and brought up that you got destroyed, now you're switching up and acting like this. This crash out is awesome.
Like, I don't want to have to like ban you, fam, but like last warning, bro, stop coming here with crazy negative energy from the very beginning.
He's not doing that. You're the one that's bringing the crazy negative energy because you take criticism as nothing but crazy negative energy.
I already told you that. This is your last warning.
So when he says don't bring crazy negative energy, he just doesn't want to get cooked. That's all it is. Don't bring the heat is what he's saying.
Bro, like, damn, I already told you that yesterday, and you came and did the same thing today. God.
You were fine with it when you were winning when it came to Brazil, but now that you're losing and he's literally exposed you for what you are doing now, all he had to say was, oh, you got obliterated before, and now he can't handle it. Looks like someone's a little salty.
Damn, dude. Gotta explain freaking tariffs and taxes to you from Brazil. Bro, everybody knows that imports from Brazil, like, it costs hella expensive from Brazil, like electronics.
Congratulations. You've gotten one debate right. You made one good point. All the other ones you lost.
Everybody knows that. PS5 is expensive as hell in Brazil too. You think it's cheap there? You think it's like $20? You think it's $100 in Brazil for a PS5? Go look up the.
I mean, that's irrelevant. It's not $100 in Japan for the Switch 2. Why are you trying to act like we all want it for $100? I mean, we all would love it for $100, but now you're just trying to act like, oh, that's what we're complaining about. No, it's $318 for the Switch 2 in Japan. No one expects the PS5 to be $100, you damn idiot.
Price for PS5 in Brazil, fam. Like, what is going on, man? Like, anyway, moving on.
He always says moving on, then he just continues to go with it. That's why we've got 5 minutes left.
So yeah.
Get on with it.
Same reason why Sony dropped the price. Same reason why Sony dropped the price in Japan. Same reason why.
No, it's not the same reason. Now you're just full of shit. Now you're just showing you don't know what you're talking about. Because if that would have been the reason, they would have done it at launch. Nintendo dropped the price because they wanted to take care of their domesticated market. That's all it is. And Sony, because they lost pretty much, it isn't that they almost lost, they pretty much have lost the damn Japan market. They're trying to get that market back, so they had to lower the price because Nintendo released such a cheap unit. That's the reason why that they did it. Now I blasted them for it, but still.
You got your answer there.
But no, it's not for the same reason. Now you're just full of shit.
Let's see. I don't know why. I think a lot of these console warriors, they're really angry because they're seeing the Japanese sales, so they're compensating for themselves being wrong. They got this.
No one's angry. We're just trying to hold you accountable. Okay, it's because you're disingenuous with it. You're always sitting here hyping up these Japanese sales, but you never add the context to it. And then you get all triggered like this when people bring it up.
Really weird console war mentality, and they're compensating.
My guy, you can't even admit that the reason why the Switch 2 is doing so well in Japan is because of the cheaper unit. If anybody is, it's you, console warring. You're damage controlling all the damn time.
For the sales actually being good. That's the only thing that I can think of why these people are so salty or come to my stream to argue and sitting there and damage controlling Japan and the sales in Japan. Sony has a discounted system in Japan.
Not as big of a discount. And it's missing the disc tray and it has less storage. Okay, the Switch 2, you can do physical games, and it has, well, it doesn't have a bigger storage technically, but it's the same storage as the other ones.
Sony has a discounted system from the jump. Did they not do 2 models? Sony only.
They did a digital one and they did a physical one. 2 actual different models. The Switch 2 in Japan is the same model. It's not a different model just because you keep calling it that. The only difference is one does not have all the languages. It only has 1 language. That's the difference. It's still the same damn unit. It has the same hardware, the same specs. You look at the digital only and you look at the physical one, it literally has 2 different specs, my guy.
Blu-ray technology. They own.
Oh, and then the other one doesn't have Blu-ray, so it's literally missing an important feature.
There's no reason why there should be $100 difference between a Blu-ray PlayStation 5 and a non-Blu-ray PlayStation 5. Literally, there's $100 difference between the two.
Sure, and guess what? There shouldn't be a $130 difference between a Switch 2 in Japan and a Switch 2 here.
A Blu-ray player is not $100 in difference overall. Sony is making their own discount. They're building their own discount or building their own thing to help sell the system.
Exactly. No one is disagreeing with you. Like, what point are you trying to prove?
As well, and various different regions have different prices when it comes to the.
Not to the extent what Japan does. Now you're just being severely disingenuous.
PlayStation 5, that can be a little bit more and a little bit less.
Japan isn't a little bit less. Now you're being severely. Now, across the world, yes, there are countries where it is more than ours, and there are countries where it's less. But we're talking about a little bit more and a little bit less, unless we're talking about Brazil. Brazil is dramatically more. Okay, but with Japan, it's not a little bit less, it's dramatically less. There's a massive difference.
Based off of economic factors.
It's based off because they want to sit here and take care of their domestic market. You can keep claiming economic factors, but again, you go to Hong Kong, Okay, China and Hong Kong, their economy is way worse than Japan. Their money is worth less. How much Japan makes more money than what the people in Hong Kong do. Hong Kong has no tariffs. Japan, I believe, does have some tariffs. The transportation cost is less than what it would be to ship to Japan. And guess what? They still have to pay $446. You don't know what you're talking about.
The fact that I have to explain this to people, to these two Dumb and Dumber, the fact that I have to explain this is insane. Like, just deal with it.
I mean, the fact that you can't handle that the only reason why the Switch 2 has done so well in Japan is because of that discount is just completely crazy.
Switch 2's doing good. It's going to continue doing good. PS5's doing good. It's going to continue doing good. Why are you guys being complete bitches every single time?
Because you won't admit to it. You're being disingenuous. That's the reason why they're acting like this. They're not the one acting like bitches. You're the one that's acting like a salty bitch because you got destroyed.
In my stream about Japanese sales or about the sales of a system. Like, what is the point of this? Like, who cares?
You care. If you didn't care, you wouldn't be hyping up the Switch 2 Japanese numbers all the damn time. You're the one that cares.
They're both going to sell good. Why are you guys being so freaking stupid about this? I
mean, if anybody's being stupid, it's you. You're the one that always shows they have low IQ, if we're being honest.
Legitimately want to know. So when they get untimed out, why are you guys being so weird about this? Like, what is the problem? I do not understand this at all. Like,
oh, you understand it. Don't play dumb.
Like, y'all being really weird for no reason. Switch 2's
it's not weird. Just because they criticize you does not make it weird. You are a content creator. You're gonna get criticized.
Doing great. It sold 313,000 units the past couple weeks in Japan. That,
of course, when the games are so cheap and the unit's so cheap, what do you expect?
Is a ton. It probably did nearly 1 million in Japan for the month.
Probably. Guess what? It's because it's cheaper. And the games are cheaper. Accept it.
It's going to do good. Some reasons, sometimes it's going to do less. Sometimes it's going to do good, but ultimately it's going to sell. It's going to do good. There's going to be more games. What is the problem?
It's because you don't add the proper context. You're disingenuous. That's why they keep coming after you. If you would just honestly be add the context, stop being disingenuous, you wouldn't be getting all these trolls. The problem is you're always damage controlling and console warring. Okay, that's the reason why you won't sit here and say, yes, they get a cheaper unit. Yes, that's the reason why it sells, because you're console warring. That's your form of console warring.
Legit want to know, what is the problem? This is every day I do a stream. These Dumb and Dumber come here and do this.
Then don't do streams. If you don't like it, get off of YouTube.
Asking you guys, I'm gonna ask you guys one more time. When they get untimed, I want to ask you guys, what is the point of this?
I promise you, he doesn't do nothing.
And I'm gonna ask you guys to just stop, okay?
I mean, I don't think they're gonna listen. They haven't listened yet. I'm pretty positive they're not gonna listen now. It ain't like you're gonna do anything. You know, you may try to impersonate Oprah, you know, and sit there and be, instead of going like, you get a car, you're just gonna go like, you get a ban, everybody gets a ban. That's all. We all know that's what you're gonna do.
Just stop. I'm not here bashing PlayStation 5 sales every day. I'm not here bashing Xbox sales.
No one's bashing the Switch 2. That's what you don't get. They're just pointing out facts that you refuse to accept.
Every day. Y'all need to stop, seriously, or I'm just gonna ban both of you guys and ban every account that you guys have, okay?
Well, don't be going back with multiple stock accounts. It does break TOS, but I'm pretty positive if you keep banning their accounts, they're probably not going to stop, if I'm being honest, because you keep feeding into it. If you would just, he's not going to listen to me, but if you would just stop actually reading off their comments, ignore them, it would go away. But because you keep feeding into it, people are going to show up. I guarantee you there's going to be plenty more people.
Like, I don't understand. This is complete beta male energy. Like, y'all being...
I mean, if we're going to go off your hairline, my guy, we all know that you got the beta male.
Really weird. It's like every day this happens, bro. Like, Switch 2's doing great. It's going to sell just fine.
No one said that it wasn't.
Fine. It's selling. PS5's doing great. It's going to sell. Yes, Xbox is cooked. But that's fine. It's whatever. They want it to be cooked.
I'll agree with that one. That's one time you're gonna get an agreement with me.
Like, I don't understand why y'all acting so weird. It's such goofy behavior. It's such goofy behavior, bro.
The only goofy behavior is that you just can't act the proper context and accept reality.
Every single day, these two, the Dumb and Dumber, come to my stream and complain about Japanese sales.
They're not complaining. They're just pointing out a fact that you refuse to accept. All you have to do is be like, yes, the Switch 2 is cheaper. They are using us. The reason why it's selling in Japan is because it's cheaper. That's all you have to do. It's very simple.
And make excuses for Japanese sales. For what? What? Because they have a cheaper model, so does PlayStation 5. So
that's a false comparison. They're two completely different units.
Sony does cheaper models too, so what?
Completely different models.
At one point, Sony was selling PS2s for freaking $99 or 90. So what?
That's completely irrelevant.
The DS was being sold for $50 sometimes on discount. So what?
Completely irrelevant.
Like, why are y'all so caught up on this? Like, I don't. What? Why?
Okay, they're caught up because you won't be honest. You won't accept the facts that the reason why that is doing so well in Japan is because they get a cheaper unit, and you keep hyping up the one market where it's actually cheaper in. That's where the problem is.
Y'all so salty about Nintendo selling the system. Like, what is the problem, bro?
You're the one that's getting salty, my guy.
Bro?
Oh, someone sellout said, you bash Steam Deck, though. In his own way, he does. He doesn't like, it doesn't appear, but if you watch him enough, you know that's what he's doing.
Oh my goodness. The stream's not derailed because we always do this every stream. Every stream gets derailed with all sorts of stuff. So that's how my streams are. My streams.
I mean, this is why people come to watch your streams. So if anything, if you don't do this, you're derailing your stream technically.
Are derailed. I don't have any set type of path. I'm not playing a game. I'm simply talking about video games with you guys. So we can derail it forever. It don't matter. Shout outs to Element.
He says this, but then he gets all triggered when people come at him. So you sit there and say, oh, we can derail it as much as we want, but then you sit here and get triggered.
Master, I appreciate that. Thank you for the dono, tune in tier. We can derail this stream for 10 years if I can try to understand what Dumb and Dumber, what their issue is.
You know what their issue is. You're just playing dumb.
Bruh, like, why do y'all come here every time? Anyway, this will be the last time. Like I said, I'm just gonna ban you guys if y'all keep coming here with that type of weird.
You say that every other day. We all know that you need them. Okay, they're literally helping you pay your rent right now because it's creating engagement.
Weird, goofy console war energy, bro.
Because I seriously doubt that they're just going on to his live stream. It would not surprise me if they're commenting other places.
Like, they're both doing good. PS5's doing good. Switch 2's doing good. It's fine, bro.
You can cry in the comments, but you won't survive. Like and subscribe if you feel that vibe. We're hard.